So when you want to get things done, you do it yourself. Or you don't. You let the guys do it.
Well, hello, kindred spirits. I was not only trapped in a room this week, but a lot got done around the house. And I'm also going to show you the barn building is starting, where I believe an old stairway was in our house, a little update about the bedroom upstairs and a bed that I'm painting, and a few other things. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let's go check out what has happened upstairs so far. And I want you to notice straight ahead, it looks like the wall is green. It's not. It's reflecting the green floor, but I'll go over that a little bit more in a moment. So here's the update. Floors are done, as you know. Tile is done. Plumbing is being done next week. So the toilet will be going back in place. The only thing is I need to do is a little touch up here on the trim. This wood soaked up 2 coats of paint so far, and the painters weren't going to return for another week. I can do that. That's going to be fast. I did pick up a lighting fixture. Let me see if I have it. Oh, it's over here. So I have a lighting fixture here that I grabbed. Nice and simple. I did it as a brushed nickel, even though I have chrome coming in. And then I have 2 different globes. One is frosted. And let's see, the other has more like ribs. So I'm going to try these. I just grabbed those I think those were from Lowe's. And then I have a very, very simple ceiling mount that you can do the different colors. I'm going to be doing a nice warm color versus the cool light. I want it to somewhat disappear. And they still have to put the fan in. And what did I mean? Oh, yes, that's the heat. I just have to put the cover in, I guess. And then the fan has to be finished. But in here, in the bedroom, you can see now that slowly the walls turn white, but this is all because the floor is green. Now, I found out 2 days ago that the carpeting that I was told was a stock item is back ordered until mid to end of September. I could go in and look for another color, but I really, really, really liked this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the bed up for Emma. But I'm first going to paint it, and I'll tell you that in a second. But I'm just going to set the bed up here, put a nightstand with a lamp on it. She'll have her bathroom, so we should have this done within a week. And she can be up here temporarily until the carpet comes. Now I want you to notice here the swoop with the floor. We're going to have to put a level under the bed. But I want to show you what the guys were able to do, because the headboard was too high to fit in this area. So they actually laid it down. They were able to remove the legs and raise it up a bit. And now it fits right under here. I might go see if I can carry it in here. I don't think Okay, I know it's going to echo in here. It looks like it's going downhill, because it is. So I'm gonna have to shore this up. But what I'm gonna do is sand this, prime it, and paint it the wainscot green. And I'm just gonna set the bed up in here and work right in here in this room. And then we'll set the bed up for Emma to be up here until the carpet arrives, which is probably another month. We found out just 2 days ago it was back ordered. Go figure. But at least I've got this project to do, and that will be a fun project. And if it doesn't look the way I want it to, this is a temporary setup anyways. I've had this bed, oh my gosh, I don't know how many years. I used this in a model home that I did for a contractor. It was for an over 55 community. And this bed was part of one of the bedrooms. I'll see if I can find an old photo, but it's been traveling ever since within the home. So I'm just gonna give it a fun paint job with that wainscot green and set up this little Colonial cottage farmhouse bedroom for Emma. And we are that much closer. I'm excited. As you notice, or if you've been following along, you might notice the trim is white. And here is when we had that little snafu I mentioned in last week's video. I ordered the windows to come in primed, knowing that I was going to paint them a color. Well, this is a good thing actually. They came in with a beautiful, fully painted finish white. And for me to paint over these with the green, I'd have to sand it a little and then start over. So I'm going to leave everything with this white right now. And I'll bring the color in with the bed. And then down the road, I'll most likely do a wallpaper or a wall color at one point. But I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna do it simple right now. And here is the little doorway. Talk about a mess. Everything was put in there from Emma's room, parcel office, the contractor's things. But I wanna show you something. This little door, I believe, is coming from downstairs, an old stairway. And I'm gonna show you something I found in a book that pretty much solidifies what have been my thoughts all along. Now I'm gonna head downstairs and show you what I was talking about, the hallway and where the stairway is. But first I wanna point out the thresholds here. At one point I was thinking of stripping them down and staining them. But I think what I'm gonna do is sand it and give it a nice fresh coat of paint in a color that is a nice transition between the new carpet and the floor and be done with it. Somebody wants to expose the threshold that's probably from the 1940s, they can do so. But I think I'm just going to, like I said, lightly sand paint. You can see some of the wood coming through from where the door used to hit. I don't know if it hits anymore. I think they modified it. Yep, they cut it. Sticks. Okay, yep. I'm literally stuck in the bedroom right now. It's a good thing I have my phone. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna have to stop the filming right now and call Ben. Luckily he's home. Okay, I just called him. The time is 1:20. Hopefully he sees the text. I can't believe, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm not completely stuck in here. I could climb over all that stuff, but that would also be an issue because there's a dresser in there and everything. So, but this is definitely something that will have to be addressed before Emma isn't here because she would get stuck. And you can see that there's spacing lower down and then it disappears. My closet door does this also. We had a contractor get stuck in the closet once. Still waiting. Oh, darn it. I had to call him because he didn't hear his text, so he should be coming soon. But in the meantime, the contractor showed up and they're starting to move some wood. All right. He's here. You got to hit the top of the door.
This is the paint stuck. Sorry for that.
Before I show you where I think the stairway was, the first order of business is trying to trap a bee. I think it's a honeybee. I'm going to try to get the bee in here. Well, that was easier than I thought it would be. It's not even. It's a housefly. Ah, dang it. I should just shake it. All right, he can wait. I'm gonna go let it go. So in past videos, I have mentioned that I always felt the stairway was right here. And I thought maybe that the wall was gone, in that this was all remodeled. But I found a photo recently in a book that I am going to show you. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to say I'm 99% sure now that this wall was probably always here. And the stairway was through this door. Because it's right now it's our closet, but through that door is the chimney. That door was added at a later time, probably when they remodeled the chimney. But the stairway went right up here. And one thing that gave it away to me was the floor does not transition all the way under. It's changed. But I'm going to show you the book that I found. I'll be right back. Okay. This book, I like to reference it a lot. American Farmhouses, Country Style and Design. And I was going through here the other day. I always go through my books when I'm looking for inspiration, just pull them off the library shelf. And I came across the photo, which I've looked at this book before. I don't know why it didn't key in on me. And I'll show a better view if this doesn't work. The two doors side by side with the stairway right between it. And let me shut this here. What do you think? I'm pretty sure that was the situation. I love books. So once again, if this was in fact the stairway, which I always thought it was, if you go up, right at the top would be that little door that goes into Emma's bedroom now. Even the ceilings are different. So yeah, like I said, I love books. Oh, and this is also cool. I'll move the camera afterwards to show you. This is kind of like a refrigerator. When you shut it, the light goes off and then on and then off and then on. I'm going to show you the little box in here. Right up there, a little push button gizmo that when the door shuts, the light goes off. Magic. But then let me point down at the floor. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You can see, over here, it's wider boards. Over here, they're a little bit thinner. If this wall was added, in most cases, it probably would have went right through. The thresholds are a little different color. So this tells me this was definitely part of a remodel at one point. I'm looking back there. Way back there. Those are our high school jackets. Ben's is to the right, mine is to the left. I don't think we fit in them anymore. Okay, I'm going in. I just want to show you these. I even have my metal detector in here. Oh. So this was Ben's and mine. So many of you have asked how I met Ben. I've known Ben since I was 12 years old. He was 13. We went to the same grade though. Yeah, we both went to Masconomet. And on the back of my jacket, I think some of the pins are missing. These are a lot of my varsity letters. I couldn't get rid of this when when you move, this is the kind of stuff that I want to hold on to. I don't know. I use it for Halloween, but I love having those. Once again, all right, I got to see if it fits. This is my cheerleader jacket. Go figure, I was a cheerleader. And a gymnast, and a trackie, and a weightlifter. Okay. I not only fit in my earrings still, I fit in my Letterman jacket. That makes me happy. Silly things make me happy. All right, I have work to do. I gotta go now. One thing I didn't mention is we were waiting for one of the metal hinges, and it just arrived today. So I'm gonna put it on, and then the garage will be complete. Well, other than I still have some touch-up painting to do, but that's minor. Nice metal brackets that we're going to put on. All right, so now we have all of the strap hinges on, and I still need to add stones. They had them glued on before somehow, and I'm going to try to replicate it, get some sort of glue, try to put them on, or I'm going to do some real brick veneer. You can hear them working out back, but I kind of like the stone, I think. Thought I would give you a garden update. Now, I have a long ways to go, and the reason I say long ways to go is because I'm just going to keep adding to it all the time. Right now, I have some cobblestones here just to see how much further I want to come out, but what I've added since I last showed you is I extended the garden over here, and I also extended it off to the back. So what I have to give myself credit for is that even though the gardens are not big and producing as much this year, part of it is weather, but also they got started late, because I have to remind myself that I built these boxes, redid all of this landscaping here, brought in new soil, and then planted everything late. So next year, this is already to rock and roll. And like I said, I'm going to be extending this pea stone area little by little. It's going to be less yard work, less weeding for me, and that's what I'm looking forward to. So this is getting ready for next year. Now I noticed over here, let's see. Well, first I have a little sweet pea pod here. I'm going to wait just a little longer. Then I'm going to collect this, bring it inside. I'm going to try to save the seeds. And over here, I do have another sweet pea. Now this is one of the heirloom ones, and it smells so good. I want to bring just this little one inside, but once again, I'm going to let this go to seed, bring it inside, and hopefully save it for next year. This is one of the butterfly pea ones. But yeah, it smells so good. I use something for the first time that I can remember. I say that, but after, being 60 years old, I've done a lot of gardening, and I don't remember everything that I've done in the past. But I do think this might be the first time I've used this green Velcro. I used to like using just white torn sheets and nylons like my mother used to do, but I kind of like how this disappears in there. I just got this at our local Agway. And I bought that actually in the spring, and I pulled it out the other day and used it here on the tomatoes. But it's getting there. We have 2 weeks of what they're saying, very hot weather coming in. I am not going to complain, because here we are in August. I have to remind myself that in October it can snow. So we're going to enjoy it for sure. Love to come out here early in the morning with Willow, collect some apples that have fallen. We have been eating them, and also the small ones that are falling. I'm starting to slice them and get them ready for some fall decor ideas. Just checking out. They're starting to frame part of the barn, and they're going to lay it on the ground and then raise the sides. Look at the size of this beam. Wow. Now, before I say goodbye, I want to remind some of you that if you're watching this on August 10th, I am going to be starting the launch of a couple small boxes that will be available. We have our Baker's Nook box, and then also the Potpourri and candle box that we put together. And they'll be available until they sell out. And then we have more boxes coming out starting in 2 more weeks, which is our fall box, our Halloween box, and then it will be our Christmas holiday box. But until then, I will see you again next week. Bye now.